3, 2, 1.
It's just fired.
What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and only a short video tonight because, you know, we sort of keep going over the same players, and I don't want us to do that on the transfer videos. So we're going to talk about Everton outs, and Marcel Brands has fundamentally confirmed that Everton are going to be making quite a lot of players either available for transfer, free transfers, terminating contracts. The list is endless. About 13 players' names have been included. Now, obviously, there's certain players on big wages who won't be at Everton next season. Players like Theo Walcott, who has had a good time at Southampton. People like Cenk Tosun, who we hope might sign for somebody abroad. We know he's at Besiktas now. We know he's scoring goals, but the rumours are that they don't want to keep him. You know, people like Balassi, who recently scored for Middlesbrough in the Championship. So for Everton, I think it's important that Everton can get some of these players off the books. It's vital. Because the wages that it frees up, I think somebody guesstimated it's about £700,000 a week. And if you really put that in perspective, you know, based on a 52-week month, I mean, what does that work out to? I mean, it's absolutely mega money. So Everton have got to make sure that if they're going to be saving, you know, £700,000 a week, say times 4 on best of averages, that's £2.8 million a month. You know, times that's £26 million a year. It's got to be trimmed off the wage bill, but that does allow for better quality players to come and be joining Everton. You know, the players that we've been linked with, Koulibaly, Dybala, they're not cheap. I'm not saying we're going to sign any of those players, but what I'm saying is, if Everton are going to attract big-name players, we're going to have to pay big-time wages, because certainly if Everton don't finish in Europe, what reason have these teams and these players got for joining Everton? You know, and I hate saying it's about money, but it's a head spinner. You know, if you've got a player in La Liga who's on 170 grand a week and he can come to the Premier League and earn 190, 200, 250, 300, he's going to take it. So, look, I don't like the fact that we're going to have to sign players on money, but if they're going to be quality players that are going to add something to Everton Football Club, I can probably live with it, although I don't agree with it. Everton have also been linked with Rabiot again, and we constantly get linked with Rabiot. You know, a midfielder, control the ball, can play from the back, can play forward, can be aggressive, can tackle, can shoot, can carry a ball. You know, he is a good midfielder, and he is the sort of midfielder we need. You know, does he fit in with Decore and Allen? Yeah, I think he does. You know, I think he does a better job than Gomez. I think he does a better job than Sigurdsson. I think we need a ball-carrying midfielder in the middle of our park. You know, I think it's something we massively missed. And when James doesn't play for Everton, it's even worse. It's so abundantly obvious that there's no creative spark in the final third. It's scary. You know, Richarlison has to trap back deep. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has to come short to pick up the ball, and that's not what you want these players to be doing. You know, you want them to be aggressive, you want them to be ready on the turn, you want to win the ball in midfield, get it to a forward thinking player and get that ball played in. We did it numerous times against Crystal Palace, and neither Richarlison or Calvert-Lewin can score. I think Calvert-Lewin was more guilty of the easier chances than Richarlison. But you know, Everton definitely need a midfielder who can carry the ball, defence to attack, attack to defence, and he's a full-blown box-to-box, score you 10, 15 goals a season, and defend like his heart depends on it. And that's difficult to find these days. It's really difficult to find, but I really, truly believe that until Everton get one of them, They're not going to be consistently pushing the top 6, because if you look at the way that a lot of top 6 teams set up, you know, they have got a creative player in that number 10 position, or they've got a player who can do both. You know, De Bruyne is probably the best all-round midfielder in the league, in the world, I'd go as far as saying. And he does defend, he does track back, he does carry the ball, he can pass, he can shoot. I'm not saying Everton are going to sign De Bruyne, but we've got to find players in that sort of mould. You know, another one, Jack Grealish, again. He works as hard defending as he does attacking, and it's what Everton need. Everton have needed it for a long time, and we've just got to go out in the transfer window in the summer and go and find these players. And Rabiot does fit that bill. You know, other players Everton have been linked with is Aaron Ramsey, and for me, that doesn't work. You know, it doesn't work. I don't want an Aaron Ramsey. You know, I want someone who's still young enough, not had tons of injury issues. I just want them to be playing consistently for Everton, because, you know, where would Everton be this season if James Rodriguez could have played consistently? You know, we saw it the other night. He comes off the pitch and we lose. You know, there's no more creativity. There's no one else keeping the ball in the final third. Palace, again, use their pacing behind. Hurt us on the break. Equalise. I don't think that goal happened with Seamus Coleman pushing them up on the right-hand side and James Rodriguez controlling midfield. I don't think it happened. And we missed it. So there's a lot of things Everton have got to address in this summer. But, you know, we've been linked with good players, quality players, players that ordinarily, if it was Marco Silva still in charge, we wouldn't be linked with. That's the positive. Negatives. You know, Yuri Mina's been linked with a move away. I don't want to lose Yuri Mina. I think Yuri Mina's been our most improved defender this season by a mile. You know, I think he's been absolutely phenomenal. And for people to say £21 million and Yuri Mina can go, I think you're having a laugh. I think Yuri Mina has been absolutely fantastic. I thought he was the best defender on the pitch against Palace. Every time he's played, he's been one of the better players. You know, he's done really, really well, and I find it absolutely bonkers to sell him. You know, you've got Michael Keane, who's made a few individual mistakes in the last few games. You know, the game against Burnley, he cost us at least a goal. You know, a terrible pass through to Davis. Davis loses the ball. He then tries to make a clearance by kicking it straight to the Burnley lad, and Burnley score. It was just, I don't get the fascination with selling Mina over Keane, personally. You know, it's just personal opinions. I just think Mina's a better player. I just think Mina's a better defender. And that's what Everton need. Everton need 4 quality centre-halves. You know, we saw Mason Holgate. Mason Holgate is definitely a better centre-half than he is right-back. You know, Ben Godfrey can't play right-back, but can play left-back, can play centre-defence. Everton need, in my opinion, a top quality right back, a ball carrying midfielder, probably another winger, and certainly a goal scoring centre forward. One that can score one-on-ones, one that can score in different positions, one that can do different things. Everton need that in abundance, because, you know, this season's got a real potential to just drivel out into nothing. This is a team that's been top of the league for weeks, 4th in the Premier League for weeks, European positions for weeks. And the way it's going, Burnley beat us, Palace beat us, Palace draw with us. You know, we lose poorly to Chelsea, to Manchester City. It's just got that capability. It's literally on a knife edge. And if it wasn't for the teams around us completely fucking it up as well, they'd be finishing above us by a country mile. But we've been fortunate. We've been fortunate that we've had the opportunities that we have, because those teams have equally messed up. You know, Spurs getting a draw at the weekend. Everton need to go out and get a good, solid result this weekend against Brighton. Match preview for that is out tomorrow. But yeah, guys, that is it. I didn't want to overcook everything. There's not been tons happening There's not been loads of rumours. And as I say, if we're expecting an Everton clean out in the summer, we all knew it was coming. We all knew it's needed. We did one last season. We'll do one this season. Other players, Mohamed Besic, he'll go second longest serving player at our football club. He's played less than like 100 games. It's madness. It's madness he's still there. So, yeah. Guys, I'm leaving it there anyway. Have a fantastic weekend. I will see you tomorrow for the match preview. Everton against Brighton at Brighton. Tough game. But a game that Everton will go into. Away record is much better than our home record. And we need 3 points. It's as simple as that. Guys, have a good one. I'll see you soon. Peace.